Yeah, hi, it's Frank Walters here, and welcome to my Marine Masterclass. I've always been interested in the sea, it goes back a long way, and I've recently been up to Norfolk where they have these amazing flat bottom barges with these wonderful big red-brown sails. I'm working from a photograph here, and I'm obviously putting in some pencil work. When you're painting vessels, it does need a little bit of accuracy. Now I'm throwing in the sky, change it slightly from the reference. The reference was just a flat blue. I wanted some clouds. I wanted a fresh, breezy, sunny day on the Norfolk coast. Using fairly minimal colours, using indigo, using raw sienna, dropping in a little bit of burnt sienna. So I'm trying to get a touch of those red sails going off into the clouds. Big important thing with watercolour is to make sure that you use a fairly limited palette, and always cut the colours as well. Never get them straight out of the tin. Dirty them up a little bit. There's a lot of pollution in the world, and there's a lot of grey. We don't live in a Disney world, we live in the real world, and if you cut colours it just seems to work a lot better. Right, I'm following those sails. This is burnt sienna, just ticking things along, just getting the right shape. It's the first wash, I'll go over it again a bit later. I've mixed a bit of green into that raw sienna there just to put in the headland, and now that little bit of yellow on the boat itself, and now dropping in a few complementary colours into the water. This is the tricky bit now. I'm doing the hull. The hull is fairly dark, it's pretty black. I don't have black, I use indigo with some burnt sienna, which creates a sort of a black. I've got to be careful here. I'm now starting to tick in some reflections in the water, but I've got to retain light. That is really, really important, to retain light all the time. Don't block it all in. Now the people, dropping in some people, getting small heads, that's quite important. And now putting in the dark, continuing to put in dark values of the hull, putting in a little bit of detail here and there. Also want that hull a little bit darker, and this is what happens when you paint in watercolour. You push it, you always start light and end up going dark. Now the red ensign, and we're starting to put in a glaze wash now on top of the dry sail. The sail's now dry and I'm putting a glaze, letting some light show through, not covering the whole thing. Getting in some dark colours with the brush, a little bit of sort of rigger work, getting in some poles and lines and just detail. Not accurate detail, just shapes, just to give a feeling. Again, less is more. You don't want to put too much in there. You just want to give an atmosphere and a feeling and a flavour of the vessel. Putting in some of the rope ladder there, the portholes right at the very end. This is when you start putting in the detail. Don't be too accurate when you're putting in lines and things. Don't spend forever. Just go at it. Keep things really loose. I know it's really hard at first, but you start getting used to this. Again, going darker still is what happens, and I think I'm just about done. So I hope you really enjoyed that. I hope you can join me on my Zoom virtual watercolours, and please join me on my website, which is frankwatercolours.com.